Are you in the driver's seat of your own life, or have you allowed others to grab the wheel while you sit passenger and you just see where you end up? Can you look yourself in the mirror and honestly say that today you were living your life by your own terms? Why would we ever allow someone to decide where we live, what we do for work, who we date, what our hobbies are, etc.? This is our life. Nobody should ever be allowed to decide what we do with our time here. If you have been waiting for permission to become the person you've always wanted to become, this is it. Today, I'm granting every single one of you that sees and hears this podcast full permission to follow your interests and live a life that is authentic to you. Let's begin. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to It's the Bearded Man podcast with your favorite, the world's favorite bearded man, Bob Bay. Each week on these solo podcasts, I try to share some insight on topics to help you become the best version of yourself. Now, do I have all the answers? Absolutely not. This is just my bearded wisdom that I hope brings value to you. Now, all that I ask is that if you enjoy this episode at any moment in time, please screenshot this episode on whatever platform you are listening in on. Post it to your IG story. Tag me at Bob-A. That's B-O, 3 B's, 4 A's, and a Y. Share out the podcast on your IG story. Let me know what the biggest takeaway was. What was the learning? How did this specific episode change your perspective? I would be so curious to know. So please share out the podcast episode after you listen today. If you have not yet already signed up for the Stay Dialed In newsletter, you should do that today. It's coming in hot every Tuesday to your inbox to help you become the greatest version of yourself, usually 3 to 5 minutes, very quick to read, and you'll be able to carry on with your day. So, it's just high quality newsletter content. What else could you ask for? Please head over to it.Today.com to join. That's it.Today.com to join today. You can also scroll to the description of this episode, and I will also have a direct link for you to sign up. So please do that for yourself today. You won't regret it. Give yourself permission. There are a handful of reasons why I do what I do, and I think the one word that describes it all is permission. I hope that through everything that I create, I can somehow or some way give people permission to not only do the things they want to do, but become the person they deep down inside want to become. I recognize how lucky and fortunate that I was to be raised in a house that literally preached, no matter what it is you want to do, as long as you love it, we'll support you, right? Having the green light to do whatever I wanted to do was one of the greatest gifts that my parents could have ever given me. There's no question about it. Now, they didn't give handouts, right? I still had to work for anything and everything that I wanted, which taught me work ethic, which has been just an incredible skill set to have in my back pocket today. Now, being able to look back and see how critical this support from my family was to getting me to where I am today, I hope that I can pass along the green light to others who are waiting for the light to turn green for them to follow these ideas and interests that they have. When I entered the podcast space in 2016, I had to give myself permission to go for it. I had just graduated from Bentley University, a top business school outside of Boston. I was 6 figures in debt, and I was about to start driving Uber full time. Now, a recent college grad starts driving Uber full time. It didn't make sense. And at the time, but I believed in what I needed to do. And since that moment, I've trained my mind to go after any and all ideas and to pursue anything that is of interest to me. It goes along with the philosophy that I also live by and preach, which is you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Because, well, it's true. As I've said once, and I can't say it enough through this podcast, the reason I still create to this day is for the 22-year-old version of myself who was lost and unsure what direction I wanted to go with my life. Now, you may see me today, right? It seems like I might have it all figured out at 27 years young, but believe me, back then, not so long ago, it was a lot less figured out. And of course, there is still plenty of room for improvement, and there will always be more work to be done, but we've definitely made some big strides since leaving college in 2016. The moment anyone gives themselves permission to truly become the person that they want to become and to do the things that they want to do is really the moment you begin to live. No longer are you worried about impressing others or trying to live by the playbook someone else has designed. You are doing what is best for you and creating your own playbook to live by along the way. There is no right or wrong when you're in the driver's seat of your own life. It's always going to be the right because it was your choice and you made it. Will things always play out with sunshine and rainbows? I wish that was the case, but there is something beautiful about living a life that is true to you. There's nothing more than what I want to see than people living a life that they once dreamed of. And you want to know why? It's because when you're happy and you're in your power, you are a walking, talking example for others to follow. There's enough room for everyone on this planet to eat and win. There is no such thing as scarcity, right? The only thing that is scarce is the amount of people that have given themselves permission to live a life that is true to them. Today, we are going to change that. If you have been looking for permission, look no further. I'm giving you the green light today, ladies and gentlemen, so buckle up. To create a life that is authentic to you, we must do one of three things. First off, give ourselves the green light, right? I gave it to you, but you most definitely need to give yourself that green light. Green means go, yellow means slow down, and red means stop, right? Today makes a beautiful day in history, and I want you to remember this day for the rest of your lives. Now, you think I'm bluffing, right? But that's far, far from the case. When we give ourselves permission to live a life that is authentic to us, we are giving ourselves the green light to follow our interests, to pursue our passions, to become the person that we deep down inside want to become. Now, if you're planning to major in science and you're in college right now and you're doing that because all your friends are studying science and you hate it, I would challenge you to change it. If you just joined a running club because homies are now part of it, but you'd rather be biking than switch gears. Literally, get on the bike. If you're in a specific career path because your parents, grandparents, mentor, brother, sister, boyfriend, girlfriend told you to do it and you're not happy, do not panic, but abort the mission ASAP. Let me gently remind you, this game of life comes with an expiration. And excuse my language, but why the fuck would we waste any amount of time or energy doing things that we don't want to do? Let's sit on that for a second. Why would you want to do anything that you don't want to do? Can anyone that's listening actually think of a logical reason as to why we should waste our time doing something that we hate? Now, I'm not ignorant to the fact that we have bills to pay. So we need a way to keep the lights on, to put food on the table, because I did that through 3.5 years of driving Uber. But don't play the game of this is what I'm doing today, so I guess there really is no other option. You are in the driver's seat. The light is green, and therefore we get to make change when we want to. If you don't enjoy what you're doing today, don't overwhelm yourself and freak out. Slowly start thinking through what that next step could be. And so long as you are aware that you would like to make a change, the cards will line up in time. Just keep your eyes wide open so that you can jump on it when it does. If you couldn't tell, this entire topic gets me fired up because I know the feeling of wanting and needing the green light. And I want all of you to realize that nobody needs to give it to you except yourself. If you'd rather someone gift it to you, close your eyes. Seriously, do it. Now open. Surprise. Here it is, your green light to do whatever you want to do with this precious life that you've been so grateful to get. In order to create a life that is authentic to us, we must give ourselves the green light to follow our interests and become the person that we truly want to become. Number 2, we've got nothing to lose and everything to gain mindset. I might mess around and tap this on my chest at some point to remind people of this mindset. Now, there are many, many mindsets and philosophies to live by, But this one is specifically really important to today's topic of giving ourselves permission. Most people are not living a life that is authentic to them because they're scared that they may fail. Well, newsflash, there is no such thing as failing. It is either a winning decision or it is a learning opportunity. So change the perspective. They don't know where or how to start. Baby steps, ladies and gentlemen. Look for the real small, little baby steps that you can take today that are going to put you a little closer to where you want to be. Or they say they don't believe they have what it takes. This just in, you do have what it takes. How do I know? Because as I said before, I was the kid that went to a top business school to then graduate and start a creative career from point zero. If I can do it, so can all of you. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we can start to truly live by this mindset of we've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. When we give ourselves permission to live a life authentic to us, we do not hold back from shooting the shot, from pursuing the idea that is on our mind, from chasing the things that scare us the most. In order to create a life that is authentic to us, we must live by the mindset of we've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Number 3, dismiss people's opinions. Are you ready for me to change your mind? Because I sure hope so. This is what happens to people who have not yet given themselves permission to live a life authentic to them. They question the outsiders who do decide to chase after their dreams and passions. They get jealous of those who've built the confidence within them to take a leap of faith. They criticize anyone considering or in pursuit of doing something that they love. They spread pessimism, negativity, and they play the what if it doesn't work card every second that they can because deep down inside, they envy the person who is taking a risk. Quick break from today's episode, and then we'll get right back to it. Today's episode is brought to you by none other than the greatest hydration brand in all of the land, Liquid IV. Now, if you're watching, you can see visually this little beautiful packet. This is the watermelon flavor. These packets are an absolute game changer. For myself, somebody that is always grinding, is always working, whether it is running them miles in the morning, whether it is crushing through some podcast episodes, whether it's dialing in on the work that I need to do for Liquid IV or literally any other area of my life, Liquid IV has been a game changer. And also let's talk about the fact of when you're in the trenches on the weekend from doing a little too much partying, this is the thing to get you back out of the trench, to make you feel better. It will help you reach your inner physical potential. It'll clear your mind, and it will help you just feel so much better. Liquid IV hydrates you faster and more efficiently than water alone. It contains 5 essential vitamins, more vitamin C than an orange, and as much potassium as a banana. It is healthier than sugary sports drinks, no artificial flavors or preservatives, less sugar than an apple. And it is made with clean ingredients, non-GMO, vegan, free of gluten, dairy, and soy. If you're wondering how in the world does this stick of product added to water benefit you, Liquid IV is effective because of cellular transport technology that is known on the streets as CTT. It is the optimal ratio of glucose, sodium, potassium that delivers water and nutrients into the bloodstream faster, more efficiently than water alone. It is the perfect balance to help you hydrate more quickly and effectively than water alone. One stick of Liquid IV in 16 ounces of water will hydrate you faster and more efficiently than water alone. I'm telling you right now, this product is a game changer. If you have not yet tried it already, I highly suggest you do so. My favorite flavors include watermelon, strawberry. We have an immune support product called Tangerine. The flavor is tangerine, lemon lime's heat, strawberries heat, pina colada's heat. I mean, literally, there's a flavor for all your taste buds out there. So I would suggest you go and check out some of the products today. Now, you can get yours today by going to liquidiv.com and use my promo code TheBeardedMan, all one word. That's going to get you 25% off every order. Not one, not two, not three, every single order. So head over today to liquidiv.com, use my promo code TheBeardedMan for 25% off your entire order and start getting more hydrated today. It's going to be a game changer in your life. Let me know what you guys and gals think of the product. I think you're going to enjoy it. Enough of me talking. back to the episode. This is what happens to people who have been giving themselves permission to live a life authentic to them. They encourage outsiders who decided to chase after their dreams and passions. They cheer on those who have built the confidence within them to take a leap of faith. They applaud anyone considering or in pursuit of doing something that they love. And they spread optimism, positivity, and play the what can be card every second that they can because they deep down inside appreciate the person who is taking the risk. Do we see the difference? Let me keep it 100 with y'all. The people that insert their unwanted and unnecessary opinions onto us are the same people who have not yet given themselves the permission to live a life authentic to them. The people that insert positivity and encourage opinions that make us feel great are the people who have given themselves permission to live a life that is authentic to them, and they know the mental challenge that it takes to do so. All this to say, dismiss people's opinions if they are not encouraging you. As a matter of fact, dismiss these people out of your life, okay? If we're feeling under the weather, do you trust the person on Reddit on what to do next, or do you trust your doctor? Pretty simple and straightforward answer, right? Same goes for listening to opinions. Only listen and trust the ones who are walking a similar path as to you. It doesn't have to be the same industry either, just someone who is in pursuit of creating their dream life. That's the type of person you want to surround yourself with and listen to. In order to create a life that is authentic to us, we must dismiss anyone's opinion if they have not yet given themselves permission to live a life that is authentic to them. To recap, the first step in living a life authentic to us is we must give ourselves permission to do so. We are in the driver's seat of our own life, and we control the direction of where we are headed. Now, of course, there are going to be times that we have to do things that we don't necessarily want to do. But so long as we're making small steps daily towards the person that we want to become or towards the career that we hope to pursue, someday, eventually time will catch up and we'll be right where we need to be. Speaking from experience, I'm not blowing smoke up your asses. This works for me and it can work for you. 3 principles to create a life that is authentic to you. Number 1, give ourselves the green light. We must follow our interests and become the person that we truly want to become. Number 2, we've got nothing to lose and everything to gain mindset. We must live by this mindset because we recognize that we truly have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Number 3, dismiss people's opinions. We must ignore anyone's opinions if they have not yet given themselves permission to live a life that is authentic to them. Challenge for the listeners. Spend 10 minutes in the next 24 hours and ask yourself, are you truly living a life that is authentic to you? If not, what steps could you initially take to start putting yourself on the right path? If yes, what steps could you take to make sure you are doing everything that you can to actually live a life that is authentic to you? Shoot me a DM if you have any specific questions. I am so happy to help, and I genuinely mean that. Questions from the Stay Dialed In community. I posted this up on my Instagram story, trying to get some feedback on topics or specific cues that you, ladies and gentlemen, wanted me to discuss. So we have 2 questions coming in, or 2 topics, I should say. Steve dropped in. He said, whether the goals you set for yourself in the past are still relevant and worthwhile today. This is a great question. Speaking from experience, I think our goals are ever changing, and that's completely okay. If I woke up tomorrow and didn't feel like podcasting was my path and I wanted to switch it up, I can do that. I give myself permission to change the direction of where I'm going at any moment in time if I want to change it. All that to say, my goal of becoming a full-time podcaster and creator is still very much top level goal of mine that hasn't really changed much over the years. The steps that I have had to take to reach that goal has for sure changed. We used to be an Uber driver full-time to fund my creative career. Now I work for Liquid IV full-time. I used to host a podcast called Purpose in the Youth podcast. Now it's the Bearded Man podcast. So technically the vehicle may change has been changing over time, but we still are heading to that same destination. And what I've learned is that we need to give ourselves permission to change our goals when they no longer serve us or feel like the thing that we truly want to achieve. Checking in with ourselves as necessary as possible and asking, is this something I still want to pursue? Will manifesting this idea make me happy? Those questions will give you a good idea if you're still heading on the right path. And if not, it's okay. Just make some changes and redirect where you are putting your time and energy towards. At the end of the day, as my father has always told me since I was a kid, trust your gut and follow your heart. Ben chimed in. He said, finding what you want to do and keeping tunnel vision. Don't let others get in your way. That is a fact, baby. Don't let others get in your way for either of these scenarios. So finding what you want to do, you have to try a bunch of things until something clicks, right? There may be someone you are friends with that questions your decision making. Why are you trying that? That's so stupid. Like, there's no way you're gonna be able to make a living doing it, blah, 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 blah. Or says some other dumb shit like that. Whatever, right? Ignore them. Keep throwing ideas at the wall until something clicks or sticks. Once you've found the thing, grant yourself permission to keep that tunnel vision, right? Keep your eyes on the prize and every single day, slowly but surely work towards whatever that goal or idea may look like. You will get pulled in a million different directions in life, but so long as you've got that vision locked in, you know where you need to go. In any scenario, don't let others live your life for you. You are in the driver's seat. Grab the wheel and take control of where you're going. Pod review of the week. We did not have a pod review of the week. If you'd like to be next week's pod review, please head over to the iTunes podcast app, leave a 1-sentence or 1-word review. It is very much appreciated, and it is so helpful for growing this podcast. So please let me know what the takeaway has been of this entire podcast, this specific episode. How is the show changing your perspective? It's a great place that I go, and I check daily just to see what people are enjoying and how the podcast has impacted them in any way. If you did enjoy this specific episode, I will ask, please, 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 baby, screenshot this episode on whatever platform you are listening in on. Post it to your IG story. Tag your boy at Bob A. That's B-O, 3 B's, 4 A's, and a Y. Share out the podcast on your IG story. What was the takeaway? What was the learning? How did this specific episode change your perspective? Let me know. Let the world know. Let all your fans and your followers know. It would be so much appreciated. And if you have not yet already signed up for the Stay Dialed In newsletter, I suggest you do so. You are missing out. There is some high quality content getting delivered to your inbox every Tuesday that you're not getting because you're not signed up. So sign up today. It's thebeardedman.com to join. Once again, that is it's.thebeardedman.com to join. Of course, the link for signing up will be in the description of this podcast. 3 to 5 minutes read every week, and hopefully it's helping you become a better version of yourself. Whew. Wow, baby. I need some water after this episode. I was gassed up. A lot of juice flowing through me, baby. Oh, my God. Episode 129. Give yourself permission. Create a life that is authentic to you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Bearded Man Podcast. See ya.